Aluminum. It's a product that touches our lives daily, one of the most recycled materials in the world. Look around you and imagine the items that would disappear if the aluminum to create them was not produced. Producing aluminum takes complex technology and talented people. And though the technology may be complex, aluminum's beginnings are very simple. It all starts here with dirt, the mining of bauxite ore. To look at it, you would simply think it was, well, dirt. But in taking the adage, things are seldom what they seem, to its highest level, within that dirt lies the basic building blocks of aluminum. The brown porous ore will be mixed with agents that will yield a white sugar-like powder called alumina. This is the basic ingredient found in every aluminum product. It's difficult to believe that this snow-white powder is on its way to becoming the shiny metallic aluminum we're accustomed to. The refined alumina arrives here at Alcoa Warrick operations, located on the Ohio River near Newburgh, Indiana. Transportation is an important factor in the location of any aluminum smelting facility. That was one of the reasons this Ohio River site was chosen in 1956. It was the combination of access to water transportation and the low cost of coal-fired power that were among the final deciding factors for this location and remain among Warrick's competitive advantages today. Construction was an immense undertaking and timely. It was a time when the area needed an economic boost. Construction jobs, along with new employment, not only added to economic growth, but to community spirit. Alcoa's plans for a 150,000-ton per year smelter and 375,000 kilowatt power plant took 4 years to become fully operational. In 1960, Alcoa Warrick operations poured its first metal. The vision was born. The vision to become the safest, highest quality, lowest cost producer of molten aluminum and aluminum sheet in the world. Since the announcement of Alcoa's arrival in 1956, Warrick Operations has been a welcome neighbor. The operation manages a total of 9,000 acres of land along the Ohio River, some looking more like a game preserve than an aluminum manufacturing facility. There are 300 acres within the plant fence and 120 acres under roof, housing its many processing centers. However, we recognize our commitment doesn't end at the property line. Environmental stewardship and community responsibility are core values within Alcoa worldwide. Alcoa Warrick Operations is one of the largest members of the Alcoa family. Facilities include the second largest aluminum smelting operation in the United States, capable of producing 310,000 metric tons of aluminum a year at full capacity, and a fabricating plant that ships aluminum sheet used to produce food and beverage cans for customers around the world. Aluminum production begins at Warrick Operations when the refined alumina is drawn from barges. It makes its way through the unloading process and up the conveyor belt to the pot rooms, where the alumina is changed into pure aluminum metal in an electrochemical reaction. In these big electrolytic reduction pots located in the pot rooms, alumina is dissolved in a chemical bath solution at temperatures exceeding 950 degrees Celsius. Over 129,000 amps of electric current pass through the solution and separate the aluminum from the oxygen molecules. Once separated, the heavier aluminum sinks to the bottom of the pot. Each pot is capable of producing over 2,100 pounds of molten aluminum daily. The molten aluminum is removed from the pot by siphoning it into a container called a crucible. A full crucible can hold up to 13,000 pounds of molten aluminum. Once full, it is then transported to the ingot plant. With up to 900 pots in a full 6-line operation, each drawing 4.5 volts, it's safe to say making aluminum is a power-intensive business. That's why it only makes sense for Warrick Operations to maintain its own power plant, capable of producing enough electricity to sustain a city with a population of 200,000. The facility uses area coal, expanding Alcoa's economic impact throughout the community. Upon arrival to the ingot plant, the molten metal is transferred to a holding furnace and mixed with various alloys which meet customer specifications. When the furnace is full, the molten alloy is cast into an ingot. Ingots are cast using one of two processes, EMC, or electromagnetic casting, where the molten metal is suspended in an electromagnetic field until cool, or HDC, horizontal direct chill. Here, the metal is poured into a mold and water pumped in as a cooling agent. In the EMC process, the metal virtually floats, never touching the sides of the mold, creating a smoother initial surface than other forms of casting. Up to 7 ingots at a time can be cast in this process, whereas the HDC process yields 2 ingots at a time. Always responsible to the environment, Alcoa is among the world leaders in aluminum beverage can recycling. Can recycling not only saves landfill space, it saves energy as well. 95% of the energy needed to produce aluminum from ore is saved when cans are recycled. Warrick Operations Can Recycling Facility, which is part of the ingot plant, receives billions of used aluminum cans in bales. These bales are crushed, cleaned of impurities, then melted into molten aluminum. In fact, Alcoa recycles everything they possibly can, like the large carbon anodes, trimmings from ingots, ends and pieces from coils. Everything that is recyclable, Alcoa Warrick Operations sends back through the process. Ingots, which weigh up to 40,000 pounds and are 30 feet long, are then transported to the scalper. Here, the ingot's top and bottom layers are literally shaved to form a mirror-like surface. Scalped ingots are then transported to the preheat furnace to make it pliable once again for hot rolling. After several passes through the hot reversing mill, the ingot is reduced to a thickness of 1.5 inches thick, but it is far from finished. The multi-stand continuous mill picks up the reduction process, flattening the metal to a thickness of 1/8 of an inch in less than 4 minutes. At the end of the continuous mill, the aluminum is rolled into coils, preparing for one last rolling process. At the cold mills, the metal moves through each step at an extremely high speed, 5,000 feet per minute to be exact. The two multi-stand cold mills will take the metal to its final gauge. Entering the mill at its original thickness of 1/8 of an inch, it exits the final reduction in a coil of aluminum 7 miles long and 8/1000ths of an inch thick. Remember, this nearly paper-thin sheet of aluminum began as a 2-foot thick, 30-foot long, 40,000-pound ingot. From the cold mill, the coil is transferred to a finishing operation, where it can be coated, slit, or simply cleaned in preparation for shipment. Then it's on its way to the customer. Warrick Operations' 3 coating lines, which include both roll coat and e-coat, apply special coatings depending on whether the product will be used for beer, beverages, or food. Coated products are used to create ends for the food and beverage industry. This might be an opportune moment to clear up a common misconception. Alcoa Warrick Operations does not make cans. They make the stuff that cans and lids are made of. Some customers require their metal, or coils, cut to narrower widths. These coils are sent to a slitter, which cuts them into varying widths, for stay-on tab sheet, for example. The final product is a result of flawless execution within Warrick's production processes. The key is people, working within a manufacturing system, driven by customer demand and seeking continuous improvement. Warrick products are sold to major food and beverage can manufacturers worldwide. Warrick is part of a global aluminum sheet supply network that puts high-quality beverage and food containers in stores from San Jose to Singapore. Aluminum and aluminum sheet are products crafted with pride by people who know quality, your neighbors, people who enjoy giving back to the community, which has given so much to them. People who are committed to safety while looking for new and innovative ways to protect the environment for their families and for future generations. Alcoa Warrick Operations. Worldwide products. Community pride. Simply aluminum.